So here we are with question 5, and it says here we're to state Hooke's law. Alright, so Hooke's law states that for a spring, the extension is directly proportional to the force applied to the spring, provided the proportional limit of the spring of the spring is not exceeded. Right? So that's Hooke's law. Right? For a spring, the extension is directly proportional to the force applied, provided that the proportional limit of the spring is not exceeded. Alright, so let's continue. So it says, with the aid of a labeled sketch graph, explain what is meant by elastic limit. So we can make a note that the elastic limit is the point at which, if exceeded, the spring will be deformed and therefore does not return to its original length. Right, so if we have a spring and we apply a force to it and we exceed the elastic limit, what will happen is that the spring will not return to its original length. So if we consider a graph, so we sketch a graph like this, right, and let us say we put force here in newtons and we put extension E in meters, for example. Right? Now, what we'll have is, based on Hooke's law, as we increase the force, we're going to see that the extension will also increase, because we said before that the extension is directly proportional to the force applied. So we're going to get something like this. Right? Now there's going to come a point in which, if we exceed that point, what we're going to see is that with a small force, right, our extension will be large. So we're going to get something looking like this. Right? So for a very small force, we're getting a large extension. Right? And this point right here, right, this point right here would be our elastic limit. So now let's continue. So now it says a steel spring has a springs constant of 2 times 10 to the 2 Newton per meter. Right? And now it wants us to calculate the weight of an object which when attached to the unloaded spring produces an extension of 50 millimeter. And we're assuming that the elastic limit is not exceeded. So if the elastic limit is not exceeded, we can consider Hooke's law, which says that F is equal to the spring's constant, K, multiplied by the extension. So we get that F is equal to KE, right? And they gave us this formula here, right? But it's the same thing that we rewrite right here, F is equal to KE. Now in this case, we're trying to find F, which is the weight. So F is our unknown, right? And we're given that K is equal to 2 times 10 to the 2 Newton per meter, right? And we're also given that the extension is 50 millimeter. Right? Now in this case, what we need to do is to actually convert from millimeter to meters. So when we do so, we're going to simply divide this by 1000, and we're going to get that our extension is 0.05 meters. Right, so our extension is 0.05 meters. So now we can actually plug this in our equation here. So we're going to say that F is equal to KE, right? K is 2 times 10 to the 2 Newton per meter. So we say 2 times 10 to the 2. So this is 2 times 10 to the 2 Newton per meter multiplied by 0.05 meters, so 0.05 meters. Now when we take our calculator, right, we simply say 2 express to the 2 multiplied by 0.05, which works out to be 10 newtons. So our answer here is 10 newtons. So therefore the weight of the object that produces an extension of 50 millimeters is equal to 10 newtons. So let's continue. Right, so now it says now the object attached to the spring in B fell from rest and hit the ground after 2 seconds, and they want us to calculate the velocity of the object on hitting the ground. So we're going to consider the equation that V is equal to U plus AT. Right? U now, because it said that it started from rest. Right, so it fell from rest. So U would be 0 meter per second plus the acceleration, which is the acceleration due to gravity, which is 10 meter per second squared. So we say 10 meter per second squared. And this will be multiplied by the time that the object took to fall, which is 2 seconds. So we're going to say multiplied by 2 seconds. Right, so then now we're going to get down that V is equal to 10 meter per second times 2, which is simply 20 meter per second. So 10 meter per second squared multiplied by 2, so we get 20 meter per second. Okay, so that's question 5, and in the next video we're going to take on question 6.